Well, dare we say, Mike Stewart, a big 195, Mike, a real impressive physique. It kind of reminds me of Taj Patel when he goes in at 185 and how much bigger he looks. When he fought Jeff Nader here at Twin River, they came in at the same weight, but Todd looks so much bigger than Jeff, and we'll see how this plays a factor. Greg Rebello, Mike Stewart. Mike Stewart in the white trunks, Greg Rebello in the black trunks with the white trim.
Greg got to get his back off the cage. I'd like him to see him get the middle a little bit here.
I'd like to see Greg circle the other way.
Yeah, me too. Well, either that or he just feels real confident about letting that left hand go.
Well, the only thing I'm worried about is Stewart is probably used to, most guys fight with their lead hand in front or wrestle with their lead hand in front.
Yeah,
so
that's
Stewart
what I didn't want.
He wants to switch that right leg.
Yep.
So that's why I want Greg to circle the other way, because once he gets that leg to the outside, he'll just hit that shot.
Stewart just kind of made the cage get smaller and smaller and smaller until he was very close, within 4 feet of the cage.
Well, like you mentioned in the Almeida Anderson fight, very dangerous when you're facing a wrestler to be that close to the cage because they can shoot and you have less room to avoid it.
That's what they look for. The danger zone with a wrestler is 10 feet to the cage. Doesn't sound like much because the cage is probably only 24 feet across. So, but Greg's using good head position here. Now Mike just went back underneath it. Greg's a very good wrestler.
Yeah, I honestly think that Greg's wrestling and his clinch work is very, very underrated.
I agree. A lot of people see the knockouts on the resume and don't really give credit where it's due to his ability to wrestle people on the ground. We've seen a little bit of both of him. We saw that in the Taiwan Howard fight,
He's
where a lot of his
under,
wrestling background
he's swimming
came
under
into play.
now, trying to grab the. He's got one underhook and an over now. So nice knee by Stewart.
Stewart's doing a great job controlling Greg. Stewart obviously the bigger of the two.
There's 195 and there's 195. And Greg got doubles now. He's probably going to try to spin off that. Lost it. Nice knee again. Stewart's doing a good job of keeping Greg pinned there and bringing the knees right into the belly.
And what I like that he is doing, even though it's to Greg, what I like that he is doing is whatever hip is staying close, he's throwing the same good head kick. He's throwing that same knee.
Yeah.
Stewart just,
good lead left hand.
Through.
But see, again, Scott, I'd like to see Greg finish up at a right hook instead of
We're almost right back to the same spot where Stewart went again. You're 100% right. He's moving to that side. And
that's the shot side. I'd like to see him circle the other way.
Greg, wide in the stand. The break is good, Greg. He's got a grip. Wide stand. Break the break.
nice takedown. Right into side control.
Well, this is where Stewart likes it. We'll see how these next 2.5 minutes play out in round number one.
You can see Stewart trying to get that hip above Greg's head right now, and Greg doing a really good job of trying to defend that with his elbow. But he's really trying to look at getting a north-south choke. It looks like what he's trying to work on. He's controlling Greg's hips.
Choke.
Yep.
You hear his corner saying it. As long as Greg keeps that hand in play, he won't be able to get the ribcage up against the carotid.
He's off in the side now. He's trying to get a little crossface for some space and trying to drop those short elbows in. At the Stewart's credit, he's doing a very good job right now.
He's doing a good job controlling Greg.
Absolutely.
He's keeping Greg nice and flat.
Yep. Short elbows, short punches, staying busy, and obviously, as you can tell, staying heavy. No one's better at keeping you in a position than a wrestler is.
Exactly. I'd like to see Greg almost kind of do like a crunch, bring his knees to his elbows and trying to get his legs more in play to get.
You can see as Greg started to do that, Stewart grabbed the hip.
Yep.
So Greg's definitely being active here, and Stewart's picking up on it to his credit.
Yeah. I can honestly say there's nothing worse than having a good collegiate or even just a good wrestler on top of you. They're just so hard to sweep and they have great bases.
Nice knees off the ground. Greg's got his elbow tucked in, taking a little bit of that.
Yeah, I don't think Greg's tired, even taking too much damage. Neither is Stewart, obviously. I don't think Stewart's tired at all. No, he's keeping good position. Just reestablish the knees.
Greg locked down that far arm, so he can't get it free.
Yep.
And Greg's got to turn inside right now, and I'd like to see a nice little pop on the inside. But again, look at that. Stewart switching his hips, doing a great job, almost at that catch wrestler. He's got the underhook as well as his hips are up high.
He's got to make sure that right shoulder doesn't get too far over the left, though, because then Greg's might be able to sweep him.
Knee on belly. Greg did a nice job avoiding that. Stewart doing a fantastic job of keeping Greg down and throwing some short punches. Really not punishing Greg. Greg's not taking a bunch of punishment, but he's acting.
Right.
Now, just under 20 seconds to go in round number 1. Mike Stewart controlling it since that takedown midway through. By no means does it seem that Greg Rebello is fatigued or exhausted at this point, Mike, but Stewart has controlled the pace and controlled the pace in the last 2.5 minutes here.
Right.
Nice job.
What I like that Stewart's doing, I mean, he's making transitions. He's going to the hips. He's going to knee on belly. He's not just laying.
Short elbows, short punches. He's staying very active. Again, you look at Greg, and he's not exhausted.
He just got controlled.
Yep.
He didn't take too much damage.
Nice straight left hand is what caused Stewart to come after the shot.
Certainly more frustrated than anything else, and we'll see if Greg can keep this on its feet in round number 2. Does not want to get back on the ground. It's one thing to wrestle against Lightfoot, but the size of Mike Stewart is massive. I can only imagine having that heavy 195 on top of you for 2.5 minutes.
He was 195 yesterday, Mike. He's not 195 anymore.
Good point.
That's a big 95.
Yeah.
Now here I'd like to see Greg get the center of the ring right away and start working his stand-up and make Stewart shoot a sloppy shot, use a lot more feints, more jabs.
And maybe work to the other side like you were suggesting earlier.
Right, and not circle toss the shot leg.
Yeah.
All right, round number 2. Greg Rebello, Mike Stewart. Stewart in the white trunks, Rebello in the black with the white trim.
He's got to flash that jab out. I'd like to see him move right, like you were saying. That's it. See, now he's making
the right way.
Now he's making Stewart chase in the direction he's not accustomed to.
Right.
Another nice shot. He's like a rocket.
Another takedown, and again, Scott staying too close to that cage.
Well, Scott has Greg's arm trapped behind his back also right now.
I get that. That was a very quick shot.
Scoop back to the cage. That's it. You got it.
Stewart trying to grab Rebello's arms and pin him down. Rebello fights off for a second, ate a right hand quickly.
Greg's got one hook in for you sitting up in the butterfly. He might try to get both feet in. Right now, Greg's not taking any punishment. He's just, again, Mike had said it earlier, being controlled.
Looks like he's close to getting back to his feet here. Let's see if he can use his momentum. But
well, Stewart's got both hands under Greg's ass, for lack of a better word. I hope that doesn't get beeped out. And that's the control, and that's the takedown.
Yeah, that'll happen every time. It's almost like when you throw like a knapsack over your shoulder. If he has those hips like that, Greg's top half is...
Greg's looking to attack the Kimura, whether it be for a sweep or...
No, he's got it right here.
Mike's trying to step over and protect it with his own leg. But he has... It does look like Greg's got his hands gripped proper.
He does.
Stewart is grabbing his own shorts, which is legal. It's legal to do that. And you can see where Stewart's grabbing the underside of his leg and his own thigh to help prevent his arm from being yanked out.
just under 3 minutes to go in round number 2. Greg Rebello, Mike Stewart.
Hey, Greg's trying to straighten that out. He might have a straight arm bar if he can. There's your sweep. He needs to get his hips over. Stewart did a great job.
Walking his hips right to the arm instead of trying to pin the arm to the hips. If he would have done that, Greg probably would have got that submission.
Now he's getting punched in the middle of the back, which is not legal. You're not supposed to strike the spine.
Or the kidneys.
Yeah, Stewart just laying him in the back.
He's hitting the kidneys and the spine, and the referee should be given a warning here.
I think he did make a note of it. I'm surprised he's not trying to drop an elbow at least to the rib cage too. He's got the whole side of the rib cage open.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to get his body up.
Yeah, if he postures, that arm's coming up.
The arm's out now, and he just recovered it again. He did a fantastic job of doing that.
And it's probably a mixture of, I mean, he's recognizing, and he seems like just such a strong individual too. Also,
he's tripoding up and staying heavy. Greg got a half. I think he got half guard back out of that scramble.
Yeah, I think if anybody was like watching when Greg's against the cage, also, I think just the look on his face, it's almost like when Horta fought Clay Guida. It's like There's no damage getting caused, but you're just getting controlled, so it's just a sign of frustration.
Stewart's doing a really good job of not letting Greg's hips get too involved in the ground game. But again, Greg's not taking any punishment.
It's always bad when you lose a fight and then the next day it looks like you didn't have one. I'd rather look beat up.
We got 1 minute to go in round number 2. Stewart in control again, and we're going to get into that third round, guys, and it could be a realistic scenario where Greg Rebello's down 2 rounds.
It was just good adjustment. That was just
He's got very quick hips, Stewart does, and he doesn't let himself get taken off balance, not easily. Greg threatened that Kimura, and that was like the most concern that was on Stewart's face at the time.
Is he going for that Munchkin choke, or he might actually go for that, if he steps over, goes for that inverted triangle.
That'd be impressive, to be honest. Here's the short elbows. He's just truly just controlling Greg, and to Stewart's credit, he's got no space. And there's some bombs coming down now, and Greg's trying to roll and hook the head, but Stewart's not having it either.
Well, another strong round from Mike Stewart, and it appears now, guys, going into round number 3, that Greg Rebello,
he's down 2 rounds.
Staring at a 2-round deficit, may need to come out and do something big here in this third round. He's going to have to do something right away to try to take control. We'll see what he has in store here. And, we didn't really mention going into this fight with the 13-3 record. Rebello also, as was Saul Almeida, a fighter that's on the cusp of maybe getting that call-up someday. And this could be a fight that
he's actually had it. He tried out for the Ultimate Fighter, and I believe, if I'm correct, he fought a 3-round decision loss, or else he would have been in the house. He's fought at Bellator. You're right. He's right on that cusp.
And you wonder if that's going through his mind as he's sitting here in the stool between rounds.
I can almost guarantee you it's there. He hasn't experienced a loss in a little while.
I think Greg's a little frustrated, and I think you're going to see him come out with a large number of combinations. He's just going to come out and start unloading, maybe be a little more active on his feet.
I think at this point there's no choice. We'll see if that sense of urgency sets in for Greg Rebello in round number 3. So far, Mike Stewart has controlled the action. Here we go.
Should be backing up. He's too close to the cage again.
If he gets caught in this position again, Scott, it could be all she wrote.
Yeah, but that was...
He tried the knee, but Stewart with a quick recovery and takedown, and this could be a tough spot for Greg Rebello if he can't get back on his feet.
So a guy like Stewart, you just have to keep at the end of everything. You can't really smother him like that because that's what he wants. Although, it was a good flying knee.
Even still, when Greg hit him with a couple of shots, he hit him with that nice leg kick, and Stewart seemed to absorb it. It was early in the fight. Looks like Stewart's going for a straight armbar from that position.
Greg's doing a very good job.
He's looking for that straight armbar.
He's doing a good job defending those elbows, those short punches.
He's not taking any
couple of them are
damage.
glancing, but nothing directly on the head.
Those were a little more impacting than the other ones previous. But again, you look at how much control Stewart has. Hips are down, has an underhook on the far side, and he's doing a couple
high now too.
He's doing a couple different things. He's attacking the armbar.
It's straight armbar right now.
Yep. Greg's bent through it.
That key lock.
Oh, did he get him with the Americana? He
did. He got him. Mike Stewart with the win by submission in round number 3. And now helping Greg Rebello up off the canvas.
Why don't you get in here? Why don't you get in here? 50-year-old dude. Exactly. Thank you so much.
And Rebello, I believe, having a few words with a fan outside of the cage.
It seemed like Stewart heard the same thing. I didn't hear it, but Stewart basically said something. Why don't you get in here? Well, fans.
Well, an impressive win nonetheless for Mike Stewart, Scott. He really controlled the first 2 rounds, and I thought, we saw Greg try to come out and do something to change the pace of that flying knee. Almost got through. Stewart reacted right away, got the takedown, and that was all she wrote in just a minute. And now we're going to see the replay of how this one ended up.
He switched from straight armbar to Americana, it looks like. He did it very well.
Turn that elbow at the same time he's turning the hand. I mean, that's just really tough.
So a tough loss for Greg Rebello. He drops to 13-4, just his second loss in 14 fights. So it shows you the work he has done in recent months, building his record to where it is. Mike Stewart improves to 6-3. Very big win on the road for him as well. We're going to send it down to Bill Carpenter for the particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time of 1 minute 16 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by an armbar submission, Mike Stewart.
Once again, there you have it. Mike Stewart with the win, and certainly to some degree a surprising win. I know Mike Stewart had a strong background coming in. Either one of you surprised with how Mike just exerted his will throughout this fight and just seemed to really
I'm a
control
little
it?
surprised at how he really maintained position as well as he did. Greg is very good, as Mike said, at scrambling and not staying on the ground very long. And you're going to see here, Mike called it, right as he bent that elbow, he went from straight armbar to Americana. It was
Mike has great hip pressure going in the opposite direction, so it's not like he wasn't really going with.
Yeah, you see Stewart on his way up had something to say to somebody. I'm not really sure who.
maybe get a better shot from this reverse angle. That's Greg. Yep. Somebody said something cage side, and
Both fighters responded to it
Yeah.
negatively.
Right.
May I just
They might
add,
leave.
All right, we're going to send it down to Bill Carpenter. He's with our winner, Mike Stewart.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by the winner of that bout, Mike Stewart. Mike, first of all, the challenge of coming on the road and fighting a guy in his backyard.
Fighting's fighting. Doesn't matter where we are.
Tell us about the submission in the third round.
I was throwing the shots to the head, looking to quarter off that arm, and if he gave me the key lock or the straight arm bar, either way. He ended up giving me the key lock, one way or another.
Well, a tough win on the road for Mike Stewart. Mike, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.